Good evening all, and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It's Saturday night, which means it's craft beer night, and the beer we're going for tonight is from Northern Monk. It's this one. It is Heaven, and it is an Imperial Stout with chocolate, vanilla, and maple. It weighs in at 10% ABV. It's available in your local Tesco's, I think it was. Or was it Morrison's? I can't remember which. Might have been Morrison's. Anyway, it doesn't tell you a huge amount on the can, other than that it's chocolate, vanilla, and maple, as we already know, and it just says, bringing you a taste of maple-coated heaven. Treat yourself to heaven in a glass. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's it on the can, really. You've got lovely purple and gold artwork, which doesn't, oddly, pick up on the camera very well. There we go. Just about to see it there. Slightly iridescent can. Usual Northern Monk kind of artwork. Anyway, let's get it out and into the Northern Monk glass and see what we think. Being an Imperial Stout, I'm serving it room temperature. Shock horror to many, not to some. Who knows? I don't care. It's how I like it. Let's pour. Oh, it's nice and dark. Let's not go nuts. That'll do. So, we have a nice black, very black beer. You know, even on the fringes of the glass, there's nothing coming through it at all. So that is as dark as they come. You got a nice finger and a half of very tight tan coloured head, and that roll suggests it's got a pretty decent body to it. That's pretty much coming to an instant stop. So yeah, looks great. Let's have a whiff. Boozy chocolate. Now, I've just had tiramisu. So my palate is kind of conditioned to boozy chocolate anyway. So it's quite an intense boozy note. There's a little bit of berries coming through. It's almost like bourbon. Struggling to get the vanilla on the nose, and I'm struggling to get the maple, but the chocolate and the malt and the booze is right there. Look at that. Look at the way that foam just sticks to the glass. So, looks good. It smells really intense. Let's have a taste. Cheers. Interesting. The body is exactly what I would expect. It's silky smooth, medium heavy. Yeah, chocolate milk in the body sense. As for the flavour, it's intense. It's very, very intense. Boozy, big boozy note up front. And at 10%, you know, you kind of expect it. And I look for that to some degree in an Impy Stout. It's great having a high ABV. And I like to have some of it present. Sometimes it can be really well hidden and sickly sweet and makes it dangerous to drink. This I can sit and enjoy the warmth. And that's what it brings. It's like a whiskey type warmth. I'm getting the chocolate. It's a deep, dark, rich chocolate. Think like 85% dark cocoa type chocolate, that intense. And I kind of get the maple. It sits behind the chocolate in a big, big way. Just bringing up that boozy nature is exactly what it's doing. It's not for the faint-hearted. Now, I love maple syrup, so I was hoping for that kind of real sweet, sticky note. But this is the opposite. It's the other end of the spectrum. The big booze, the bitterness from those roasted malts. I love bitter roasted malts, and there's lots of it going on in here. And the maple syrup sitting behind that. An interesting take. Not one I would have expected. I would have expected most brewers to go sweet. And I'm glad they haven't, in a way, actually. Because it'd be so easy to go that dessert stout kind of pastry route and just overload you with sweetness and just make you want to go to the dentist. But This appeals to the more mature palate, shall we say, with a more complex flavour profile. If you like them big and bitter and roasted, you're going to love it. So, excuse me, let's go to the aid memoir of Untapped, which says that Heaven has had 654 check-ins and a couple from people I know, 4.01 as an overall average and 4.5 from the two that I know. Pretty decent. But what do I think? Well, my current scoreboard of joy is void of anything. And yeah, let's just top it off. I mean, look at the... I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but you can see the lacing. It sticks to the glass, and it had to be the Northern Monk glass. Just look, it's stuck. Beautiful lacing. The beer looks great. It's dark, it's roasted. Beautiful tan head on it. Let's see if we can get that up close. There we go. Focus. Come on. Look at it. It's lovely. Beautiful. So, yeah, it's having a point on the visuals. It's one of the darkest stouts I've ever seen. So, yeah, it's having a point. The aroma. This is where I would expect a bit more chocolate. Obvious chocolate. Maybe milk chocolate. Certainly hope for some vanilla. The maple sits there. Now I come back to it after tasting it. The maple is there. And the booze note. It's like a bourbon type booze to my nose. I like it. It's strong. It tells you exactly what you're going to get. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's having a point. The body, medium heavy, silky smooth. Carbonation is so well presented to you. It's almost not there. I like it a lot. It's having a point. Taste. This is the only place I think I could drop points. And it's not because I don't like the roasted malt, because I do. It's not that I don't like the booze, because I do. I was just expecting a little more sweetness from it and a little bit more of the vanilla. The vanilla's kind of lost. The roasted malts are superb. It's like a super dark roast. The maple comes through, and like I say, it's a mature end of the maple spectrum, as opposed to the sugary, sweet, raw maple syrup type thing. I just want more of the vanilla, please, just to bring a little balance to it. So I'm giving it a 0.75. And the finish, on an Imperial Stout, I want bitterness, I want longevity, I want the malt, and I get all of that in a plum. It's a huge roasted malt. It's bitter as they come. It's more bitter than, well, I guess a Gloucester fan, because they lost last night at the death. Excuse me, to a sublime drop goal from Owen Farrell. So yeah, it delivers on that in a perfect way. So it's having a point, which means Heaven from Northern Monk has got 4.75 out of 5 from me. Bonus points, it can't have the full one because it didn't get a 5. Buy again. Now, would I buy it again? It's one of the best Imperial Stouts in a supermarket right now. Is it better than the other Northern Monk offerings? I don't know. I don't know if it is. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would buy it again. And value for money, I think it's £5 a can, which for what you're getting is a superb price. So there's no two questions around it having the value for money bonus point. Because £5 for a 10% Imperial Stout that tastes good is a bargain price. So Heaven has got 4.75 out of 5 and 2 bonus points for good measure. So we are going to leave it there. I'm going to go and sip this very slowly because I can't have an awful lot of alcohol. And I'm going to enjoy this one into the evening for the next hour or two. Depends how long it takes me to drink it. And we're going to leave it there and say, that has been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye.